Could you please introduce yourself and the course you teach?
Okay. So I'm Rachel Whitaker, and I teach MCB 435, which is called Microbial Ecology and Evolution.
Can you give a brief overview of what is covered in your course?
So we cover, in MCB 435, we cover ecology and evolution of microorganisms. We focus on microorganisms that are associated with human health and disease, particularly infectious disease dynamics. So those are mostly evolutionary dynamics. The emergence and reemergence of diseases is a very important evolutionary phenomenon in microorganisms. So we focus on that, and then how they interact in the microbiome to determine who's there in different components of our bodies. So what we do is it's a really interactive course. So I give lectures, but then also almost every week we have a paper that we'll read that's on the topic that we're doing, and we discuss those papers in class. So the idea is to try to bring in the current literature, because this is a field that's evolving really rapidly. There isn't a textbook that covers any of this, really. But it's all really hot in the literature because of genomics. Genomics is allowing us to look at evolution on timescales that are important for infectious disease. And also metagenomics is allowing us to look at communities of microorganisms that exist, so looking at their ecology. So because this is a new technology and it's happening really fast, we do a lot of reading the primary literature and discussing it in class. And I've seen students go from never having read papers all the way through to feeling very competent in it afterwards. We also do experiments and think about experimental design. So we do some different workshops that are like week-long workshops where people will design experiments and run through them and get make their own conclusions. So these are experiments doing in silico evolution. So seeing how changing different parameters changes how microorganisms evolve.
What kind of background knowledge does a student need to take this course?
So I think appreciation for microbiology is going to be really important. So one of the prerequisites is MCB 300, and that is so that people understand the microbial scale, a little bit about microbial physiology. We're going to think about how genomes change, and to understand how they change, we have to understand how different genes function in organisms. So we'll go over that in the course, but a basic background in general microbiology is really helpful.
All right. How do topics in this course apply to current research, medical, and scientific advancements?
It's really current stuff. So right now the Human Microbiome Project is a really important part of NIH, and people are just starting to realize how important microorganisms are to our own ecosystems, and how important our microbiome is in infectious disease. So it's all very new pieces, and we'll like I said, we'll pull from current literature in both the primary literature and also the more general public literature.
What other classes in MCB go well with the content you are teaching?
I think a lot of the microbiology classes go well. So there's courses in microbial physiology, biochemistry, pathogenesis. Again, this is telling people what the function of these different organisms are kind of on a single individual level, and then we're going to build those functions up into populations and communities. So how they interact is based on what components they have. And so I think a lot of the other the other classes in microbiology will really complement these.
Okay. And what should a student do if he or she is having trouble with your course?
I work really closely with the students in this course. It's typically been 25 to 30 people, and we break into groups and we talk. I have office hours that people come to. I always end up writing people recommendations for this class because we get together so often. I've also had a TA who's taken the class and taught it before. But like I said, there isn't a textbook, so it is kind of, we have to discuss it. I can point towards pieces of other books that might help people if they're having trouble. And then I work pretty closely with people to bring them along.
All right. And then is there anything else you wanted to add, or?
I think it's just really fun. I mean, I think it's really fun to have people work together and to do projects together and have people get to interact with each other and with me. So it ends up to be a lot of fun. And even though it's called microbial ecology and evolution, so people in MCB don't not always think that it's something they're interested in, I think people have found that its relationship to infectious disease and human microbiome ecology is really important for pre-meds and pretty much everybody to know about. So,
All right. Well, thank you very much.
thank you.